You kind of mentioned, getting a wealth of music all the time. What are some of the pros and cons of that? Like, people might give you a CD, or how about people trying to email tracks? Going through all that stuff with so much. What would you suggest to artists? What is the best way for someone to give the current music?
I'm gonna tell you the best way not to do it.
Yeah.
Do not Facebook instant message me at 2 in the morning after you've had a lot to drink. That's not gonna be cool. It's not cool for you, it's no fun for me. It's important for you as artists or labels or label reps or promoters of whatever you're promoting to identify the proper channels. The best way, obviously, is to use the station emails. For us, everybody at the station has an email. Most of them are up on the website. Also, too, on the website, there's somewhere on there, I can't remember exactly where it is, and it's one thing that's sort of not our best feature, but there should be a really clear explanation of how to submit your music. It's not as plainly identifiable as it should be. When I tell people to submit stuff, because I'm in a unique position as I'm only doing a specialty show, so I suggest always that people submit things to a few various channels. I say send one copy to the local show, which is, Minnesota Public Radio, care of the local show. And then also, I recommend that you send it to the music director or music directors. We have two now, David Safar and Melanie Walker. You can send it to those guys. They kind of are the gateway to being selected for regular rotation or airplay on the current. Also, Jim McGuinn, the program director, makes himself really available. He's a good guy to send it to as well. So I sort of suggest those 4 channels. One other thing that's nice, if you are going to send a CD or if you're sending a download code, is a recommendation of the things that, like I said, we're going through a lot of stuff. So if you're like, this is the track, I think this is the track people respond to when we play live. This is the track people respond to who've heard this. It's always a good thing. And then the other thing is just make sure that if you're submitting stuff, you're submitting clean music. Nothing, no shit, no fuck, no the 7 deadly words or whatever it is. But I think that's the best thing is just make sure whatever you're sending over is clearly identified. Who you are, what it is, what are the song titles, maybe some recommendations.
Directly with hip-hop, what are some of the things about, programming hip-hop on the station? Are there certain songs or artists or types of sounds that stand out in terms of hip-hop in particular, or is it kind of, how's that kind of
gosh, that's I think on our station, we tend to err on the side of this sort of, feel-good stuff rather than like the heavy, dark, really intense stuff. But we can go both ways too. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. Like I said, I don't want to speak too much about the sort of the nuances, but really, it's just all about whether it's clicking or not. And personally, one of the things that I really like about an MC versus like something I find sort of as a turnoff is what they're talking about. I find the songs that are more interesting to me are like the stuff where there's a story, or he's talking about somebody else, or like it's just something that is happening in the world around him or her, rather than like I'm super awesome again and again.
The local stream is a spot on the site that they have. It's all local music. It doesn't go on the air, but it's another way to get local music out to people who are like fans of the current and might go to this local stream. It's a way that you can submit music for that. So you might not be on the air right away, but you might start off there, get some positive feedback there, and then that might get it to go on the air.
Yeah, actually a lot of local stuff is making its way from the stream. Like we're starting stuff down here, and one stream spin a day, and then we add it up to 3 a day, and then we're doing a packet of 3 on the local stream, and then we're like, we should put this in K. So that's like the first level of local stuff on the regulars. So now we're spinning your stuff 8 times a day on the stream, and once a day over here on the regular one, and then sometimes things continue to climb up. So there's a lot of sort of checks and balances. We are looking at what people are responding to, what they're requesting, what's making it on the chart show, what we're reading about. We look at record sales. If you're doing a record through Andrew or the gang over there, make sure you're doing whatever you can to keep track of that stuff. I know when you're just getting started, it's hard. You're not doing venue sales maybe. But you know, get it in stores as best you can, and we look at that stuff as well too, more so on a national level than local. But
cool. All right, David Campbell, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.